Hello everyone, I'm Mengwen. This is my thesis review, and my thesis topic is human information processing in the digital world. We are in a new situation that the barriers between online and offline have blurred. The situation has become more evident after the work from home due to the pandemic. Every day, I was surrounded by three screens, and all the information I received is from digital technology. There is no denying that we are going through in a digital transition century in which digital technology, VR, AR, video games, etc., are totally reshaping the way in which people live and learn, the way they work and socialize. In this situation, creativity has been recognized as one of the most important human skills to face the complexity of the digital era we are going through. Therefore, I want to use human creativity as a medium between nature and simulation, through human way to processing information to express the situation of on life. Under this topic, the Google Map is become the starting point for my thesis project because I think it's a totally data-based information transmission from nature to the digital world. I mean one-to-one translate. I want to explore a new map representation method that combines human creativity and nature information. The first project I'm gonna introduce is Wild Actor. I chose moths to do research and got a lot of inspiration that they grow in the crevice of concrete and serve as the transition from plants to human products. I translate moths' growth pattern into 2D images. The blank area represents the scope of human activities. I use the grid to simulate the transition from green to white. You can see the edge of those grid pattern smaller than the grid in the central part. And the size of those kind of grid is scaled down by the most common squares cement pattern on the ground. The working process in human mind is not in a linear way. We transmit multiple task information from various signs. When we analyze, we are trying to understand and connect everything together. This is also give us a much better understanding of a context and give perspective to the thought. According to the Creativity 4.0 model, I regard the Wild Actor project as a second level of digital transition, and it is half data-based and half human way to process information. After this, I want to create a kind of pure human way transmission based on these three levels. Cognitive bias is a systematic error in thinking that occurs when people process and interpret information in the world around them and affect the decision and judgments they make, which is often a result of our brain's attempt to simplify information processing. Under the influence of a long-term work from home, we have been accustomed to living between multiple screens. I choose the nature environment and divide it into 4 different perspectives to describe things above the head, on the left, on the right, and on the ground. It's just like I am the algorithm, and I found 8 people as the CPUs to help me to create human voice translation from text to visual elements. They won't watch the environment video, but only the description I emailed them. Here is the images they sent me back. You can saw in those kind of images, although the description they got is the same, but the feedback is totally different. Moreover, I collect their information and ask how they feel about this exercise. I overlapped their feedback to create those beautiful outlines of the visual elements, making a contrast with the original environment images. And then I add color based on the outline pattern and the environment. I use those lines as a master of segment, copy the environment color in each area, and then take the average. Here is the 4 colored images and made contrast with the original environment images. It is just like a sequence show. As more people's feedback is superimposed, the color and shapes become more specific. So to summarize this part, I use my cognition, translate environment to description, and using CPU's understanding, translate a description to the visual elements, and then I combine them together into outlines and colored images. The next step is how I use those kind of materials to create a space represent the on life. In order to create a sense of interlacing reality and virtuality, I tried to add the dips in the picture. The first idea is to make those images in a perspective angle. Visually, it is like creating a 2.5D space in the computer screens. But I don't want to be limited in the digital world. Therefore, I got my second idea. I prefer to integrate human process information with nature, so I use projector to project the feedback into the nature environment, create a sense of depth to the image through the nature objects. Here is what I finally got. I really like the irregular boundaries created by the nature environment, and what is displayed by projector is not only the colors of the images, but also mixed with the color of the object itself. Through Thesis project, I feel the impact of digital technologies on people's lives, and also feel the human biases when we processing information. For example, when I describe the environment, I always unconsciously focus on one subject to do describe, even though it only accounts for 30% of the whole. And also, when the CPUs translate the description to visual elements, their biases affect the result as well. Also, in the digital world, we believe that cognitive biases are the bad things and are trying our best to eliminate them. I still believe that those biases make us different from others. It is true that we are already in the situation of on life. While we are reduced human biases in technology, our creativity is diminished or lost altogether. We need to get clear about our relationship to technology, doing some deep research about it to take an honest inventory of our digital habits. That's all my presentation today. Thank you for watching.